Started from the bottom, now we here. Today, we are celebrating a pretty major milestone for this channel and community, and that would be this channel's first ever product review. That's right, because of you, the viewer, the subscriber, AMVR decided that this channel is worthy enough to review one of their products. A couple of weeks ago, they reached out to me and asked if I would like to review their 16-foot upgraded link cable with separate charging port for Quest 2. And to be honest, they could not have reached out to me at a better time for this specific product because as a VR developer, link cables are incredibly relevant for me. The $80 Oculus link cable was actually the very first VR accessory I purchased because it is essential for getting development builds onto the headset for testing purposes. I've been using the Oculus branded cable for almost a year now, and I definitely have issues with it. Well, to be honest, I can't say for sure that all my issues are 100% due to that cable, but this new cable from AMVR ended up resolving every single one of my friction points I was experiencing with that first party cable, and it even offers more features that I didn't even know I needed. Now just to be clear, AMVR did send me a link cable for free for me to review. However, there's no affiliate deal or sponsorship in place, so sales of this cable do not directly support this channel. The only reason I'm telling you this right now is because I'm about to hype up and nerd over this cable, but I'm just giving you my honest review and I do not want you to think that I'm just trying to make a sale or anything like that. That said, if you find this product to be interesting and feel like it could benefit you and your VR experience, then I will leave a link to the Amazon store page down in the description so you can pick one up for yourself. First off, as I mentioned before, I have been using the $80 Oculus 16-foot cable for almost a year now. What is important to keep in mind throughout this video is that the AMVR cable I'm reviewing only costs $28. This price difference is mind-blowing to me because everything about this cable feels so much more premium than the first party cable. To be honest, the main reason I picked up the $80 Oculus branded cable in the first place is because I'm always skeptical when it comes to third-party accessories. But can you really blame me? I grew up during the Mad Catz era and everyone knew that whoever had to use the Mad Catz controller was at a significant disadvantage because of how much lower quality those controllers were. But that is not the case with this cable. First off, just look at these aluminum alloy shell tips on the USBs. These just look so much more premium than the $80 cable where you start to ask, why does this $28 cable come with aluminum alloy shells and not the $80 cable? The same question can be said about the braided mesh sleeve. This mesh makes the cable stronger and tougher to bend, again giving it a much more premium feel. Somehow, I can go buy 3 of these cables for the same price as the first party Oculus branded cable. We could stop this review here if we wanted to. I've been using the Oculus cable for almost a whole year now compared to this AMVR cable which I've only been using for 1 week. But even if this cable starts to degrade in quality over time, I could still buy 3 of these bad boys for the price of 1 Oculus cable. The premium materials this cable is made with honestly makes me feel this cable is going to last much longer than the $80 cable regardless. As a VR dev, I'm connecting my Quest 2 headset to my PC almost every day via the link cable, so I end up plugging and unplugging the cable from the headset frequently. If you look at the tip of the USB-C on my $80 Oculus cable, you can see that it is showing some wear and tear. I've been noticing this the past few weeks and have just been waiting for this bend to get caught on the edge of the headset and bend the USB completely, forcing me to not be able to use my headset for testing until I get a replacement. As you can see, this bend on the USB-C tip is only taking place because the USB is not fully connected. It has a segmented line down the middle as if it was just a flat piece of metal that was wrapped, leaving a small opening. But this $28 AMVR cable does not have this issue. It has a completely, fully enclosed port, so it will never experience this specific wear and tear issue. Again, a small detail that you would expect from a premium priced product, but instead, you get it for this almost budget priced cable. In terms of build quality, the $28 AMVR link cable blows the $80 Oculus cable out of the water. But how about performance? Some of you might be thinking that the AMVR cable must be worse because it's USB Type A to USB Type C, where the Oculus cable is USB-C to USB-C. I'm no USB subject matter expert by any means. I know USB-C is the new cool kid on the block, but let me tell you, it sure can be confusing. There are different types of USB-C ports that have different types of data transfer speeds. I have 2 USB-C ports on my desktop PC, one that is very accessible to reach on the front of the case and one in the back. The one on the front of the case will only charge my Quest 2 headset. It never prompts me with asking if I would like to allow my computer access to data on the headset, which is needed to move development builds onto the headset. However, the USB-C port on the back of the computer works in terms of being able to transfer data. This is important to note because when I use the Oculus cable, it only prompts me like 50% of the time if I would like to allow the device to access its data. I found whenever I end up in the scenario where it does not prompt me, I have to crawl down under my desk, unplug, and re-plug back in the USB-C port from the back of my computer. And to make things worse, if I ever unplug my headset after already giving it access to the computer, it has already lost connection and never prompts me again. So I have to get down on the ground and unplug and plug back in again and again and again. I can't prove whether or not it's my computer at fault, the Oculus cable, or the Oculus headset itself. However, ever since using this new AMVR cable, it has worked absolutely perfectly. I have had 100% success rate with this cable connecting to my PC, and it honestly has become a massive increase to my productivity. I don't know if it's because the USB-A is just more reliable, if it's an issue with my USB-C port on the PC, but I don't even care at this point. Also, many devices don't even have USB-C ports. So even if you are a PC VR gamer or trying to use side quests, USB-A ports are way more accessible than USB-C in the first place. So that could actually be viewed as a benefit in and of itself. Or is it the performance of the USB-C versus the USB-A that calls for the premium $80 price point of the Oculus cable? Well, I tested this cable running Half-Life Alyx, arguably the greatest VR game of all time, and it worked absolutely perfectly. If it can run Half-Life Alyx, then I feel like any data transfer speed concern should be just fine. Even after everything just mentioned, there's still the granddaddy of all features this AMVR cable offers, and that would be the separate charging port. When the Quest 2 is connected to the PC via a link cable, it does get a little bit of charge. However, it burns more energy faster than it receives in new energy. This is still a benefit as it can extend the headset's 2-hour battery life to 3 to 4 hours. However, on this $28 AMVR cable, there is this little block that has a USB-C port. You can plug in the Quest 2 charger into this port so that while the cable is connected to your PC, it can also receive a proper charge. With this charging block system, the headset now receives more energy faster than it burns it off, making it so this headset can achieve an unlimited battery life while plugged in. Of course, you need to be tethered while using it, so there are some disadvantages there for sure. But for sitting VR experiences, this can be pretty great. I'm sure this wasn't an intended use case, but I tried using the headset sitting on my couch without the USB-A port plugged into anything, so just using the charging port as an extension cable, and it still charged the headset. The first game that comes to mind that this makes me really want to try now is Zenith: The Last City, as it is an MMORPG, which I feel like would be a perfect sit-down VR game that could be played in very long sessions. Let me know down in the comments if you think I should pick up Zenith, as I would love to try out a Sword Art Online-esque experience. So yeah, needless to say, I absolutely love this new link cable that AMVR sent me, and I have already demoted the Oculus cable to being a backup. But honestly, I might just try to sell that one on eBay or something, because the materials used for this AMVR cable feel so much more premium and sturdy compared to the Oculus cable that I don't even think I'll have a need for a backup. If you are a developer or a gamer who likes to play long sit-down sessions, then this cable may be worth looking into. For $28, this is such a better value than the first-party cable, which I find to be extremely sad. Does that $80 really only get you a premium looking box? I don't know, but I'm glad that was my only first party VR accessory that I purchased. We aren't in the Mad Catz days anymore, and third party manufacturers are a big part of the VR ecosystem today. If first party headset manufacturers are going to put out accessories of the same quality as the Oculus Link cable, then there's definitely room in the market for competition. And right now, I couldn't recommend the AMVR Link cable enough. Again, a link to the Amazon page for this cable is in the description below. If you like this video, then be sure to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And also leave a comment if you found this review helpful or not. If you made it this far in the video, then thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.